Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We thank the Lord for giving us this day once again. Uh, we are back. You are with me, Dr. William Sakala. Um, uh, Today we are going to look at, like I said yesterday, today we'll concentrate on the administration of estate. That is what we will concentrate on for today. But before we continue with today's topic, let us do a recap of what was covered yesterday. Yesterday we were learning about wills and estate, and in wills and estate we talked about four things. We talked about four things that are very, very important in our yesterday's lesson. Number one, we talked about a legal meaning of wills and estate. Legal meaning of wills and estate. Number two, we talked about types of estate. And number three, we talked about the freehold estate. And number four, we talked about non-freehold estate. So those are the four topics that we covered in yesterday's lesson, and we promised that today we will try to talk about the administration part of the estate. So in our administration, it's because administration in estate, it's a wide topic, but we will concentrate so much to talk about what is our interest. Our interest in this is that at the end of this course, we become people who are relevant in our community in terms of handling issues that we normally face. So we'll concentrate on managing estates of the deceased. Managing estate of the deceased. That is what we'll talk about in today's lesson. Okay. The administration of estate handles the deceased affairs when there is no will. The administration of estate handles the deceased affairs when there is no will. The administrator is the same as an executor of a will. The difference is that the administrator of estate is not named in the will. They are appointed by the court. So the administrator and the executor, they are just the same, but the only difference is that one is appointed, most cases is appointed by the court after the deceased, and the other one is named in the will. The other one is named in the will. What is the role of the administrator? The role of the administrator general, the role of the administrator general, the administrator general may act as a trustee in the administration of trust. The administrator general may act as a trustee in the administration of the trust. Contains in many will or implies by law, to which property vested in him as the personal representative of a deceased. The administrator general may act as trustee in the administration of trust contained in any will or implied by law, to which property vested in him as the personal representative of a deceased. So that is the responsibility of an administrator. An administrator may get paid for their work. An administrator may get paid for their work. If the deceased left a will, they may have outlined payment terms for their will, where in most cases the administrator is paid out of what was outlined in the will by the deceased. So that is what normally happens. You find that the person who wrote the will prepares the outlines in the will, the monies or the payment for the administrator or the executor. But if they didn't include the payment, instructions, or if there is none, the local court will determine compensation according to state law. So if the will does not include the compensation of the administrator or the executor, the local court can be able to do what? To put that into consideration or to determine compensation according to state law. Let us briefly look at the dues of the administrator. The dues of the administrator. Okay. Once the administrator has been appointed by the court and given documents to show they have authority to manage the estate, they are given certain tasks to perform as directed by state law. While each state has its own laws regarding the executor's responsibilities and how long they have to complete each task. Among the responsibilities of an administrator, number one, taking care of bills. If the administrator found bills, they have to make sure that all the bills left by the deceased are taken care of. Number two, paying debts. If their debts remained left by the deceased, it is the responsibility also of the administrator to make sure that these debts are actually paid. So it is the responsibility of the administrator to find the people or peoples which the deceased left the deceased owe money, so that these people are all settled before the period of the administrator is actually expires. Managing estates, that is number three. Number four, distributions of estates. Number five, maintaining records of the estate. Maintaining records of the estate. Maintaining records of estate. We also have to look at some of the examples of administrators' misconduct that can lead to the removal, or that if you are appointed as an administrator and then you conduct yourself in such manners that can lead you to be removed, yes, you can be removed. So now let us look at some of the misconducts. Number one, failing to timely gather assets belonging to the estate. If you fail to timely gather, because you'll be given a specific time, an administrator is given a specific time in which he's supposed to act on this responsibility. So if there's any failure of doing this responsibility of gathering the assets belonging to the estate, then meaning the administrator is not working or is not capable of executing the duties. Number two, permitting real property to fall into disrepair. Permitting real property to fall into disrepair. Not taking care of real properties, in short. Number 3, mixing the administrator's personal funds with the estate's funds. They take advantage, some administrators or executors, to try to do things in common. You want to mix two works, personal work and these responsibilities given to them. Number 4, failing to properly manage the estate. Number 4, failing to properly manage the estate. So, if the administrator cannot handle these things, then the administrator can be removed from these responsibilities. There are also other misconducts that an administrator can do, and they can be removed. And those misconducts you can research and you find them according to your state. We are saying that because in this class we've got we do not only have people from Zambia. We've got people from Malawi, people from I think that's Africa, so, and Congo, I think so from different countries. So it depends on what's the law of your state. Okay. We are also going to briefly do an introduction of property grabbing, which is one of the biggest challenges in our communities. But I will not talk much because I've got an assignment which I've prepared for you so that you do on this one, because it is the biggest challenge in our communities. So you do this assignment, so you have to take your time to do the assignment today. Okay, but you may not be able to hand over this assignment today because it's a bigger one. So I'll give you the deadline. Okay, property grabbing. What is property grabbing? I'm sure we've heard about property grabbing because these are common things in our communities. People especially blame uncles from our fathers. Yeah, they are the ones that are in such behaviors. Okay. Property grabbing occurs when individuals or families are removed from or lose access to their rightful property. Property grabbing occurs when individuals or families are removed from or lose access to their rightful property. Okay, when a deceased left a house or houses, farms, and then you as the family members or you as people are supposed to make sure that the children, the heirs, take their shares, then you block them, you remove them from the house. This is common. And finally, they do not have access to all these properties which they rightfully own because they were left by their fathers or their fathers or the husband or maybe the wife. If such things happen, then there is property grabbing.